This is a small section, linear functions. We are just going to look at a few ideas here. First of all, the definition is that a linear function is a function such that can be written as f of x equal to ax plus b, where a and b are real numbers and a cannot be 0, because if a is 0, then it is not a linear, it's a constant. Okay, and domain and range of linear functions are negative infinity, infinity, but those for the ones that are a cannot be 0. Let's see. Example 1, let's graph f of x equal to negative 2x plus 6 using the x and y intercepts. So the x and y intercepts we should know from previous class, but let's remember. So the x-intercept is when y is 0. So when y is 0, we solve and see what is x. So subtract, you get negative x equal negative 2x. Divide by negative 2 and you get 3. And for the y-intercept, that's always easier because that's when x is 0, then y is 6. So let's look at these 2 points. X is 3 and y is 6. Those are the x and y intercept, and then you can draw the line. Okay, let's do this. These are nice and simple. Grab the given graph and give the domain and range. Oh, I did not give the domain and range for this one. Obviously is all real numbers, and the range is all real numbers. Now in this case, look at this one. The y equal to 5. So y equal to 5 is a horizontal line at y equal to 5. Let's look at the domain and range. The domain for this function is all real numbers. But what's the range? The range is only 1 point. Remember, if it's a 1 point, it needs to be in a set notation. Let's look at this. X equal to 5. You go for x equal to 5, and that's going to be a vertical line. And for the vertical line, what's the domain? Well, the domain is only one value, which is the 5, and the range is the one that is all real numbers. Now this is important to know that a linear equation is said to be in standard form when it is written as ax plus by equal to c. Now a, b, and c are integers. Remember integers, right? The whole numbers, positive or negative. But a, which is the coefficient of x, has to be positive. So let's look at the next 2-3 examples in this section. Like I said, it's a nice small section. Sometimes we don't cover it, but okay. The slope of a line that passes through 2 points x1, y1, and x2, y2 is given by what we call lowercase m, rise over run. What is rise over run? How much you go up by how much you go sideways. So it's the delta y over delta x, or what we call the change in y over the change of x, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now it does not matter which point you call x1, y1, which one you call x2, y2, as long as you keep the order. Okay? The slope of a vertical line is undefined, and the slope of a horizontal line is 0. All right. And now the equation that we will see the details in the next section. When we write an equation as y equal ax plus b, then the a is the slope. And here, the example 2, you're asked to find the slope, and I'm giving you 2 points. You can look at those. Those are nice and simple. just as long as you keep the order. Okay, so make sure you keep the order. A line with a positive slope rises from left to right, so it will look like this. If you look at the line and it looks like that, it means it has a positive slope, and the negative slope if it falls when you go left to right, so it will have something like that. So let's look at this, the last example. Actually, this should be example 3. Okay, so graph the line that passes through this point 4, 2 with slope -4. So how are we gonna do that? So let's see, you go to that point which is 4 and 2. Now the slope is -4, and we said rise over run. So now -4 could be written as -4 over 1. It can be written as 4 over -1. Okay, so you know that when it's negative, it could be the numerator or the denominator. Why does it matter? Because we want to see the change in y over the change in x. So let's take the first one. The change of y is -4. That means you go down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then x is +1, so you go to the right. So that's a point. And if you want to apply this slope, meaning go up, because y is positive, so go up 1, 2, 3, 4, but go left for the x, so go left by 1. And it's better actually to have a 3 lines so we can make sure we did not make a mistake, and then you graph the line. How about this one? It passes through the point -3, -4. So first find that point that it passes through. Now the slope is 4/3, so that's just 1, 2, 3, 4, and the x is positive to the right, 1, 2, 3. And if you want to be sure, you can have another point which is both negatives, so you can go down by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and left by 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, because negative over negative is going to be also positive. This way you can make sure that your line is correct. And that's the line.